Last year, we were sort of using like our connections to create the space. We stayed within like kind of the same retreat space, and we had mostly South Asian, I think actually entirely South Asian folks like running workshops, which was great and empowering for a lot of the youth at the time. But that same weekend that Cedar happened was the weekend that Mike Brown was killed. And so like really things just moving really quickly, planning this year, we knew we couldn't do it the same way. Like solidarity had to be a huge part of this year, and even talking to our youth before they even got here, all of them wanted to talk about what can we do specifically around racial justice, how can we be in solidarity with other communities. And so when we put together a youth organizing panel, we were really thinking about solidarity and how our youth could really learn from folks that are already doing this work and hear about specifically what's been happening in Chicago.
Being in the space of Kuumba Lynx at any time is always going to be beautiful, just off how Kuumba Lynx started, right? Like by 3 women of color who were like, we need to give a space for youth. That in itself, in a system where like that's not, where like youth of color are not, and women of color specifically are not like upheld to like create that. And so I think that the youth who were here, who wanted to, and the adults who were here too, who like got to see that we're on the ground doing work, I think motivated a lot of people, and there was a lot of good, just like wisdom.
Yeah, I'm not an artsy person at all whatsoever, so I learned a lot, and it was really cool. It was a really dope space, a lot of really nice energy, and I feel like I learned a lot about intersecting oppressions, understanding how we have a lot of things in common in the ways that we can advance each other's communities together.
It was really dope. It was cool to see like a bunch of social justice groups just grouped together as one, and we're familiar with most of them, we've worked with most of them, but it was really cool to hear from new groups. I think especially when you do work like this, oftentimes you feel very alone, and then I'm always like, oh well, I have my KL family, you know, to keep me centered and stuff, but it's really nice to know that there are other people sharing that same type of hard work in trying to make the world a better place.
It's cool to kind of really see, like, talking about what solidarity looks like. I feel like that space itself, that's solidarity. And yeah, I think uplifting all the voices of the youth that were here to speak and share space, I think that's beautiful.
I feel like we're in a movement moment right now, and this panel really kind of exemplifies that in terms of there are really large leaps and bounds that are being made in people's movements, specifically around racism and structural injustice in the United States right now. And this panel is really begging the question as to how do we each organize our own communities in our own particular ways, kind of fighting in the same goal at the same time.